We are live. We're in the building.
We are live. We are in the building. We're live. We're trying something a little bit differently today. So, welcome to the Targeted Podcast, everyone. I am Sahid. That is Nicholas, and we're doing something a little bit differently this time, so Nicholas can't mess up his name.
That's true.
um, on this thing. So, yeah, man. 4th of July. So I got to get the 4th of July American Made My Immigrant shirt coming out here. But Nicholas, what's up with you, man? How's life treating you?
Pretty
How you
good,
holding
man.
up?
Actually, yesterday was actually a pretty good day, man. So, I don't think I told the people yet, but
Okay.
originally I'm from Richmond, Virginia, right? And
Hampton, stand up.
Cap City stand up, and
Yep.
went down there for a wedding yesterday, and lo and behold, man, the guy that's like emceeing and DJing the wedding is this rapper named Danger Mouth. So he's
Mm-hmm.
like pretty much just like a legend out there down there. You know what I mean? Him,
Yeah.
Mad Skills. I used to listen to all these guys like back in the '90s or whatnot. Man, dating myself a little bit, but
A little bit.
being able to meet that dude like that in person, man, like he was really cool. Got to talk to him for a minute. Got to take a picture and everything. So I thought that was really dope, man. So shout out to Danger Mouth. Obviously, I had to tag him when I posted about it on Instagram or whatever. So hopefully that guy takes a second to take a look at the podcast, man. Shout us back.
Much appreciated. Yeah. Let me make sure that we're actually live on everything too.
Oh my god.
So, it's our first time doing it this way, so it's a little bit different. If not, then we'll just have to do it the other way. But nope, we are live. It
Good,
worked.
good.
Screw you, Nicholas. No faith.
I'm just glad that you did something that worked this week, man.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
man. Works every week. Got myself a new computer. Got everything.
That's
Everything's running
finally working.
smoothly. Screw you. Um,
I'm just
the
keeping you
Insta-
honest. That's all. I'm just keeping you honest, man.
yeah. The only thing that's not working is the damn Instagram Live, which I was hoping that it would work, and it's not, and I'm
We'll
pissed.
we'll, we'll fix it later. It's all good.
Yeah, we'll fix it later. But
We'll figure it out.
how you like the new setup though?
It's good.
Is that
It's this.
all you gotta say?
I mean, I'm not behind the controls on that, right? So for me, it's the same as doing any other video call, except for this time I see my own logo instead of Zoom, which is a nice change up, right? Look a little bit more
Yes.
official this time.
I've been trying my best to get rid of that stupid Zoom logo, and yeah, I wanted to do that. I do want to say this though. So I was actually so I was at today. I was at home and I was trying to like configure my computer, and I was gonna go get lunch, but one of my closest friends who I was in the wedding for, the one that you make fun of me all the time for being like on the bright side,
Oh
um,
yeah,
yeah. So I was actually at their place. She texted me like
you
earlier.
were the
She
maid of
goes,
honor in that one too, right? If I recall,
No.
man
No.
of honor, maid of honor. I mean, I know you tried to change
Uh,
the name, but essentially,
uh, the
you were a
groomsmen.
bridesmaid.
The
You were a
groomsmen.
bridesmaid.
The groomsmen is
You were a
what that's
bridesmaid.
called.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, no, it wasn't a
You
groomsman. What
carried
are they
your
called?
flowers. One of the
Bri-
groomsmen walked you down the
Bridesmen.
aisle too, right?
Bridesmen.
One of the
No.
groomsmen walked you down the aisle with your
That's
bouquet of
so funny.
flowers.
What I need to do though, you're just having a lot of fun with this shit. Um, so no, I was at their place. So she texted me and she's like, "Hey, last second steaks. You want to come?" And I was like, "Say less." You
Of
know?
course. Yeah,
I'll get some steaks.
of
Yeah, look at
course.
that. So definitely went over to like their place. It was running a little bit over, but definitely got to have some steak. I had some Costco and Whole Food steak, and surprisingly, the Costco steak was a little bit better. I mean, steak is steak, but just saying.
Okay.
Costco steak kind of did their thing, but no, they were both like really good. So super happy they got to do that and come over here, get on the podcast with this ungrateful loser, and and that's that. Also, one of the
Hey, my
things,
wife said I should have just canceled on you anyway, man, because you can't be on time.
Candace, and I like Candace too. All right, one other thing too. Oh, you probably can't even see this too. You probably can't. But this is my new keyboard, and if you for sorry for all of non non-visual users, but if you see it, it like hits up on all the keys every time I type. And there are other settings that you can do too, but
I'm
yeah.
sorry, you said if you click on it, it hits on all the keys every time you
No,
type.
that made no sense, did it?
Um, care to explain?
English is my third language. Okay, shut up. No, it's really not. No, every time I click on a key, right, it lights up the whole board. So I should kind
Oh,
of do
okay,
like
okay.
a video or some shit. Yeah. But yeah, that's that. Cool. Let's go ahead and get started, man.
Let's do it.
one of the interesting about this stream though is that I need to figure out exactly when you guys chat, like I need to figure out where you guys are. Oh, here we go. Chat. That's easy. That was easy. All right. So this weekend, our boy Nicholas went to see the latest Jurassic Park movie. Now,
Domination. Yeah.
let
Dominion.
me
Dominion. Dominion.
Dominion, whatever. Domination, Dominion. I think I typed domination in our
Yeah, you did. You did.
thing. Whatever. We don't care. No. Let's talk about this though.
Let's
The
talk
only
Jurassic Park, man. Yeah,
let's
we
talk
gotta talk
Jurassic
Jurassic
Park for a
Park.
second, and then we'll get some more serious shit later. But let's talk a little bit Jurassic Park. Um,
So you've seen?
so
Have you? How many Jurassic Park movies have you seen? Have you seen all of them except for this one?
I have not seen all of them. I have seen the first one, which is a classic,
Yes.
right? The second one, meh. Third one, meh.
The
And
second one was
then
still decent. To me, the second one is still
it's
watchable
okay.
for me. It has to be
It's
watchable.
okay.
The third one
I
was trash.
mean,
Third one was
yeah,
trash. They pretty much killed the franchise with that. That's pretty much I feel like why it took all the way up
yeah.
until not too long ago for Jurassic
And then
World to come out.
I watched Jurassic World, and I was like, "What the f is this fucking movie?" Right quick, like, what the hell am I watching? Like, and then what did it for me at the end of Jurassic World? What did it for me was well, there's so many things that did it for me. Was like the riding on motorcycles with the velociraptors, like riding behind him when they almost ate him in the early in the movie. That's one thing.
He was
Uh,
part of the pack, man. He was the alpha.
oh yeah, whatever. The alpha almost got his ass ate at the beginning of the movie,
He
so
was
that
the
made
alpha.
good sense. Uh, the second part was the when the woman got like the flat. It was a callback to like the first movie. She had like the flare, and she started like waving in front of the T Rex, and the T Rex started following her or whatever. And I'm like, that's
Oh
some
yeah.
bullshit. And she's running away in heels, right? And then at the end, they had like the Dino diplomacy with the T Rex and the Velociraptor, and I'm like,
The team up.
this
The tag team.
we're done. We're done here. All right, but that's me venting. Go ahead. Let
No,
me.
so I'm
Let the,
following you, right? So like the third one, like I said, franchise killer pretty much.
yeah.
Years and years later, we come back with Jurassic World, which I can still rewatch. I can still watch Jurassic World. And if you read the book, I believe that's the one that took a scene from the original book where they were in the dome with like the pterodactyls or whatever.
Hmm.
The inspiration from that is actually from the book, the original Jurassic Park book, right? Um, but the thing for me is the second movie. I knew there was going to be a sequel. I think everybody knew there was going to be a sequel. And at
Hmm.
the end of the second movie, they basically had the opportunity to destroy all the dinosaurs. Had a chance to do it. And somebody was basically like, no, you know, they deserve to live. Life finds a way. Don't hurt the animals, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? And so I just find it difficult as a viewer. Like I'm up until that, I get invested in stories pretty quick, right? Like I want to see the plot like get wrapped up. I want to see like I'm get curious about what happens, right?
Yeah.
But this was clearly not having them kill all the dinosaurs was clearly a ploy for them to just have another movie, right? And I
Yeah.
don't mind you setting the stage for another movie. They clearly did it with Avengers: Age of Ultron when Thor like jumped in the pool for no reason, right?
That
Um,
was per his contract. You have to take your shirt off at least once in a movie. Uh,
I
so you
mean,
see all the
right? So,
yeah
so this movie was totally unnecessary in my opinion, man. Because like I said, they could have killed all the dinosaurs like right there, but for whatever reason, let
yeah
the animals live. So this movie here is nothing great. Like, there's definitely some callbacks to the first film. You have my favorite character, Dr. Malcolm,
of course that's everyone's
back in the
favorite
movie.
character.
Yeah, that's the way he says stuff is hilarious to me, right? But one funny
And
scene was okay.
go.
Oh, so they have like a lot of callbacks to the original movies, right? So in one
Yeah,
scene, if you remember in the first movie, he was waving the flare to get the T Rex's attention, and then he gets like thrown into a bathroom or whatever, right? So here we
yeah.
are back in this movie. He has another scene waving around a flare. And I'm like, dude, don't you remember what happened last time? You know what I mean? But this time they have him like chuck it in the dinosaur's mouth to distract it or whatever. So yeah. So the fact that you're making that face, a lot of scenes like that, people, where we're you know what I mean? We're fighting the dinosaurs. There were some legitimately like good action scenes in there. There were some sequences that definitely like had me jump a couple times for sure, right? Like whoever directed it did a good job with directing the action scenes and some of the suspenseful scenes. But if
Mhm.
you're looking for like a plot, I mean, this movie is pretty much just wrapping up all the storylines that were opened back up from Jurassic World. You see the stars from the first three movies meet the stars from the next three, this current trilogy of movies,
Yeah.
um, and kind of wrap it up. So I I
So
probably
let me
if would I recommend you watch it? No, right? But I
let me
mean,
ask you this:
catch it on
Is it
HBO
done?
Max.
Is it done? Like,
I
are
pray
we done?
I
Or
pray
is
that
it
it
going to
is.
be?
I hope and pray that it is. Honestly, like they
Are we
just
going
need
to
to
be
have that.
seeing any more? Like, we need to end this immediately.
They have
Um.
no reason to make another Jurassic Park movie after this film. But I'm
Let's go.
supposed to, and this is the thing. Hold on.
Mm,
When the movie opens up, you see how like having the dinosaurs is like pretty much destroying the environment and just like making everyone miserable, right?
yeah.
So it kind of makes me laugh now. Is that at the end of the movie, you have scenes where like now all of a sudden the dinosaurs are living in harmony with all the other animals, and there's even a scene, there's an ocean scene, right? You see two like humpback whales, and then you see, a dinosaur style whale, and the dinosaur style whale like swims around the humpback whales, like almost giving them a hug or something. It was weird, man. But I was like, you can't go from opening the movie with like everything's in chaos because there are dinosaurs here to now we're all in harmony because because the dinosaurs are here.
Let me.
It was so stupid. You have horses running with other plant eating dinosaurs, like they're herding all together. You have elephants and triceratops chilling out
Bro,
in Africa.
you don't see this shit in actual safari. In the actual safari, like you don't see like hyenas and like lions. Like, oh, what's up, buddy, my guy? Like you only see that shit in Lion King, kinda, right? So,
Oh, and now
like, it's
Lion King
so
had it right. They hated each other. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
exactly. That's sad how Lion King has it more correct than um this nonsense of a movie.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not. Catch it on HBO Max. You know what I mean? If you have
yeah,
some kids who are old enough to appreciate something like this, I think they'll love it.
yeah. So how the wife and kids like this movie? I think is the big question.
We didn't take the kids with us on that.
Oh, just your wife?
Yeah,
How did
the
she like it?
kids. I think she was not overwhelmed. I mean, it's not. She was just whelmed. I think she was just like, it was all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Even she was hyped to go see it. I think even she was just like, it was okay. A
yeah.
nice little action flick.
Uh,
My kids aren't. I
was
don't
she,
think my kids are old enough. Like they're, being 2 and 4, I'd have them see
ah,
something like The Land Before Time. not
Okay.
not something where they have like dinosaurs jumping out, because then they equate the dinosaurs to being a monster. We don't want that. We don't want
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Makes sense. I mean, what's interesting? So I was looking at the Rotten Tomatoes 30%, which is par for the course of what you're saying. The thing that is interesting, like, so I watched Jurassic Park, um, like a couple like weeks before, just before going to sleep, and classic movie.
Yeah, good movie.
Um, one of the thing about Steven Spielberg does, and I think I mentioned this in the podcast before, right, is that what he does is that he asks questions, right? Like he uses his movie to kind of pose certain philosophical questions, right?
So
So
what question do you think Indiana Jones 5 is going to ask?
that's a great question. I don't know.
The answer should be, I shouldn't have made this.
except, except I would say except for any of the Indiana Jones movies, but a lot of his other movies that I've watched. So Jurassic Park 1, right, right, um, really posed apart on humans when they get involved in the creation process, right,
Right.
and like should we do it, like, so Malcolm, right, the Jeff Goldblum character, who by the way I'm convinced he doesn't have, like, when the director gives him like a part, he doesn't have lines, he just kind of just wings it every time, but he's so good.
Of
He's
course.
so
Yeah, 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 yeah.
like in
Totally agree.
the Thor movie, like I'm convinced that he had no script. He's just like
I would believe that.
Jeff Goldblum, you just do your thing, just do your thing, you're this guy, this is what he does, just do you, and he kills it every time. But what was I gonna say? Like it poses like philosophical questions, like Steven Spielberg films, right? So, for example, Jurassic Park, humans in their, what are we doing for in the creation process, right? When we're creating things, right? How does
Yep.
that work, right? Um, Bridge of Spies, great movie, right? Based off of kind of a real life transaction, right? Uh, how meaning how well do we hold up to our values of Constitution, right? Like we have the spy that's a Russian spy. Do we treat him under the same laws as everyone else? Blah 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 blah, right? Um, so Lincoln was another good movie. What's the his one of his more later movies? Ready Player One, right? Which I
Love
think I
that movie.
mentioned this one too. Great movie, but again, poses a philosophical question, right? In the sense of, okay, you have this platform, right? Hope you're listening, Elon Musk, right? What are you doing to kind of regulate that, right? A little bit, right? You may have not intended it for it to be this thing, but it's turning into this thing is maybe actually making people's lives worse. What's your role in that, right? So it seems like after that first Jurassic Park movie, they kind of lost that luster, and I'm sure some exec was like, "Oh, we just like dinosaurs. We just need some guy to like make a movie about dinosaurs eating people and fuck all the other philosophical crap," and that's kind of what happened.
I mean,
So
I won't say that. They're still posing some questions, like the questions you were talking about as far as the genetic research and our place in the ecosystem, and
yeah,
questions about our effect on the environment, things of that nature, definitely being
hmm,
posed. A lot in this movie, not so much in the last movie, but a lot in this movie. So I did
really
appreciate that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They
okay.
definitely they definitely have put that in there, and it was even, I felt like it was posed in a pretty good way. It's just that the rest of the movie,
Well, it was more along the lines of, oh, so yeah, and now these dinosaurs are all happy because that's how that works.
bro, I'm talking about the dinosaur whale and the humpback whale like hugged. I was like, okay,
that's not how that works. No, no,
right?
yeah.
The humpback whale should have been a snack to this thing. Like honestly, like that thing was huge.
I mean, whales have like enemies now, like in our society now.
Only like it depends on the whale, right? Because I think killer whales are, stuff like that. Like some, because killer whales hunt great white sharks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you mean the orca? I think
Yeah,
so. That's what we're talking about.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I'm just checking to make sure. I know we're streaming on Facebook. Oh, we're streaming everywhere. That's good. All right. Cool, man. Yeah. Well, I'm happy you. Thank you for that review. Um, I will probably never watch that movie.
Save your money. That's the point of my review.
That's the review.
Save your money.
Save your money. Unless you like wasting your money, then go ahead and waste your money.
I mean, for a movie
So
reviewer like myself, I'd end up wasting my money sometimes.
actually, you know what? Considering this guy loves Batman v Superman, if you guys says this movie shit, then, then that's telling something, right?
I
This
think
movie,
yeah, because you probably think like I probably just kind of like every movie or whatever, but I'm definitely
I
harder
don't
than
think
some
so.
movies.
I don't think
Definitely
so.
harder
I
than
don't
some
think so.
movies, man.
I think you're a fan. I mean, it's nothing wrong. You like what you like. I don't give a shit. I give you a
Can't
hard
help
time.
it. I can't help but be a fan, man. Bring back Luke
Hey,
Skywalker, by the way. But yeah,
hey, never gonna happen.
I have to bring it. I have to bring it up.
The closest you're gonna get to Luke Skywalker is gonna be some deep faked looks
The
on.
kid on Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, that's it. You got your Luke Skywalker there. You're gonna get him in flashes. They're gonna give him like little like the Salt Bae to kind of give you that little sprinkle like of Luke Skywalker all over the place where like no one cares. But
Oh my god.
yeah, okay. Well, thank you for the review. Much appreciated. And thank you for kind of taking the hit for everyone, myself included. I was never gonna watch it anyway.
I do it for y'all.
Domination.
I do it for my audience.
He does. He went out and spent like $40 on some tickets, so you guys don't have to.
Actually, my wife did because I didn't want to see it. So thank her too.
Nice, nice. All right, so let's get into a little bit. We won't get into too much this week. So we just talked about Jurassic Park, whatever that movie is.
Dominion.
What Dominion or Domination? I have Domination on like the thing, and it's Dominion, but whatever. Um, I'll correct it maybe later, maybe not. But let's go ahead and hit up. So Supreme Court last week had some decisions, and we talked about it a little bit there. I want to talk about it a little bit more again today. Um, with so Kataji Brown Jackson officially sworn in as Supreme Court justice, right? Finally happened, right? This is a pretty telling time because this is after the
Roe v. Wade.
Roe v. Wade was like
Slid that
discharged.
in, but it's going to be a lot more of that stuff anyway. Still have a
Oh yeah.
conservative majority, so
Oh, it's a
I
6-3
mean,
majority. Um, like they need to expand the court badly because a guy who was impeached twice and lost the popular vote twice, not to pick 3 Supreme Court justices, that's not how it should work. Like
well,
at
that's a
all.
pipe dream. That's not happening anytime soon. I'll tell you that.
Oh, of course it's not going to happen because the Democrats don't have
That's about
the
as likely as my Luke
character.
Skywalker movie.
Yeah, which is so pretty much never. Is what you're saying.
Not in your lifetime.
Not in my lifetime. What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
I'm gonna live forever, man.
Oh, whatever. Aren't you like 80 years old? Get out of here.
So when I'm 160 and you're dead, maybe.
Yo, about here is like, that's the ultimate hero right there, kids. Luke Skywalker. You know, it's my superhero. That's what I used to watch back in the God knows
God,
when.
we won't say that.
Yeah.
Back in the
No,
day.
you back in the day. We're getting old. In a couple of years, like in 8 years, the 1980s are going to be 50 years away. You know that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We old. We old. Yeah.
Well,
Um. But yeah,
no,
let's talk
Supreme
about a little
Court
bit. Go
making
ahead.
these decisions. The thing I wanted to talk about is, and it's something that I touched on in the last episode, right? When we were
Yeah.
talking about the Roe v. Wade decision, is the fact that there may start looking at the distinction between a separation between church and state too, because with the conservative majority and everything like that, um, and in the audience that they and their constituents basically, being a lot of folks being strong Christians who were against abortion in the first place. Now we're starting to see certain decisions. It seems to be driven by the Christian ideology, right? So
Yeah.
now you have somebody has come out and said basically that there shouldn't be separation between church and state. They believe that the church should be, leading the government or being,
Yeah. And that
used to
somebody was
make these
called,
decisions.
yeah, that somebody's called Lauren Boebert, right?
There
Who
you
I'm
go.
hoping gets like freaking removed from office uh sooner
It's not
rather
gonna
than
happen,
later.
buddy. Look at
Uh
the article that you sent me, because her opinion, I think, is something that people just haven't said out loud. It's probably something that people have been thinking for a while,
oh,
just haven't said out
it's
loud.
yeah, it's been around. That idea has been around for a while, right? But the problem is that you have to kind of keep like hitting it down. You have to keep just batting it down, right?
Yeah.
And it's getting a little concerning now because the latest Roe v. Wade decision. Let's be honest, the Roe v. Wade decision was purely based off of a religious perspective, right? Nothing more. It was just purely religious, which is hilarious in the sense that we care
I
more
won't say. I
about.
wouldn't say. I wouldn't say purely. I feel like that played a part, but I wouldn't say it's a
I would say it's
purely religious
majority.
thing.
Most of the people that are pro life per se, right? They they invoke the Bible on that, or killing like babies or
They
whatever,
do do
or
that.
something
They
biblical,
do do that.
right? So, and this is kind of where like this kind of speech came up with, like where she's tired of uh, I haven't read this article in full because I'm busy this week, but I'm just tired of like the separation of church and state. I'm like, that's the reason why we're free, right? Like this is also the same person that heckled Biden, right? It's the same person that on Zoom calls has to have like her gun in her background because reasons, right? It's just it's silly, these the type of people that we have that we give a voice, right? Um I also think that she may have been the one of the people that was giving tours the day before the insurrection on January 6th, I think. I'm not entirely sure on
I
that.
don't know. Yeah, I can't speak to that.
Um but yeah. So that's where we are. What are your
So
thoughts?
let's take a look back, right? I gotta do my history
Yeah.
lesson, right?
Mhm.
So this is this idea about the separation between church and state actually stems from a clause in the Bill of Rights that states that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. And
Mhm.
basically, people believe that the they thought that they translated that as basically saying church and state should be separate. And then folks like Roger Williams, the founder of Rhode Island, was the first public official to use this metaphor, and he was basically saying that an authentic Christian church would only be possible if there was a separation between the church and the government, right?
Yeah.
He believed he's quoted as saying that there should be a separation between the wilderness of the world and the garden of Eden of the
Yeah.
church, and he believed that government involvement in the church would corrupt the church.
Mhm.
And then you had Thomas Jefferson basically saying, well, not the same thing, but basically, you know, continuing that thought and trying to keep the church separate from the state. And some of his writings or whatnot are basically carried forward over until today, where we're still like trying to do the same thing or whatnot.
Mhm.
So they're basically saying that, like, but with that clause, you're not having like a state sponsored religion. You're free to practice whatever religion you want, right? And at the time that he wrote it, there were like these different branches of Christianity, right? There's Baptist, Presbyterians, Quakers, and other
Mhm.
what they call dissenting faiths of the time, right? So you're free to practice, whatever you want. And he was saying that there shouldn't be a state-sponsored church, which I agree with, right? Because if
Yeah.
there's a state-sponsored church, then they're going to be making laws that could potentially infringe upon your rights as a Muslim, or if you practice, Hindu religion, whatever. Like, that can make things very difficult for y'all.
Or
You know what I mean?
if you're someone who, because there's so many different flavors of Christianity, right?
There is.
Protestant, Catholic, Baptist, right? Um, right. So many different, like just flavors. So who do you follow, right? Like it's getting and it's like this is why history is so important, right? Because knowing a little bit of history, this doesn't work, right? It doesn't work, right? And it's never have worked, but they still kind of pander to this bullshit, right? So it's frustrating to say the least. But yeah, whatever. We are where we are with this bullshit, and yeah, so fucking
No,
annoying.
but I think, I mean, with the justices that we have in court right now, man. I mean, they're going to start looking at some of these cases that come up, where they're mixing some of these things, right? And I think in the article you had, I don't have it up right now.
Yeah,
I
I
wanted
have
to
it.
give give some of the examples where they're talking about, man, because I think,
Yeah, so I'm looking at it right now, and I just kind of perused through it right quick, though. So, quoting from Bourbon, I'm tired of the separation of church and state junk. That's not in the Constitution. It actually is, asshole. It's in the stinking letter, and it means nothing like they say it does. Bourbon said, earning around an applause from the audience. It's like these guys try to out conservative each other, and it's really frustrating and annoying. Like, yeah. It's frustrating. Also, by the way, we're live on Instagram now.
oh, we are. That's what's up. What up?
Yeah,
What up, Instagram?
yeah. So we just live on Instagram. I forgot to press the go live button on like the little app that I have for Instagram Live. So I haven't. Oh, we actually look pretty good on Instagram too. Fuck yeah. Okay. Good shit.
That's what's up.
We are on Instagram Live. So we everywhere now.
There, but I'm just looking through the article, man. I mean, through some stuff on the internet. Like, there's been a lot of. I
Yeah.
didn't realize that there's been so many cases about this, man. Like, there's been there's been cases
Yeah.
where there were tests developed to vet laws dealing with your religious establishment. You got Lemon versus Kurtzman in 1971 that
Hmm.
established a three-pronged test for laws dealing with the religious establishment. So it says basically, to be constitutional, a statute must have a secular legislative purpose. It must have principal effects that neither advance nor inhibit religion, and it must not foster an excessive government entangled with religion. So basically, they're
Hmm.
saying that, you know what I mean, in order for something to become a law, it can't inhibit or um, advance like any particular religion or whatever. Like this, you
Hmm.
don't, you just, these are things that like you don't really think about, but these are things that are in place, right? And you have to wonder how much of this stuff is going to be overturned possibly with this court
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. No.
So
Good
it's
point.
it's crazy, man.
Good point. Good point. We still got to work on the Instagram aspect. This is how we look on Instagram, like right now.
You see like half of me and half of you.
Yeah. Instagram is a little interesting. I knew this shit was gonna freaking happen, and this is kind of where we are now. But it's fine. I need to figure out how to move this shit around, but
I
we're
like
getting
that.
there.
I prefer to be on the left side because it makes me look more to the camera.
Yeah, I'm moving things around. We working this stuff out. We're getting there. But yeah, we are where we are with this shit, and it's frustrating and it's annoying. But it is what it is, right? It's important to vote, right? Always important to vote.
We gotta say that, man. Please don't. Please vote in more than just a presidential election, you guys,
Yes,
because
right.
it goes so much deeper than that, man. If you want to see
Devil's
real
in the
change in your
details.
community, you have to vote in elections that are directly tied to your community, not just the presidency, not just your
Absolutely,
for your Congress or your Senate.
absolutely. 100% agree on with that. I'm sitting around just kind of screwing around with this our our looks so I can try to figure out a way to get this done. It's all good though. But yeah, man. What else is looks on the dock? Looks so weird on Instagram right now.
What?
I'm just looking at our Instagram. I'm like, man, this look does not look great, and we got to do better. But
Oh man. So Thor comes out July 8th.
yeah,
For
Thor
anybody
July 8th.
interested in that, so we will have a review on that
Yeah,
um,
we
next
were
weekend.
supposed to have a review on whatchamacallit,
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel, but someone didn't watch it this week.
Hey, we were
Someone
supposed to be
chose
on
to
at
see.
9 o'clock, but somebody was late. So
I was offered
things
steak.
happen. Things happen.
I
Right.
was offered steak.
I understand. If I were you, I
I
would
was
have taken
hoping.
the steak dinner too. I mean, living in a dorm room, eating off a hot plate every day, it gets
Well,
old. I'm sure. So yeah.
are you happy? Are you happy? Enjoying
All
yourself
the
now?
time. All the time.
All the time.
All the
All the
time.
time. Yeah.
All the time.
Uh, that's cool. That's cool. What else did I wanted to hit up today too? Let me kind of look at our list of
What do you
things
think
that we
about
want
your
to.
man, Deshaun Watson?
Oh, for frick's sake!
Will he
So we're going.
be? Do you think he'll be suspended indefinitely?
Oh, he will definitely be
Is he
suspended
going
for
to play this
sure.
season? Let's put it like that. Is he going? Do you think he's going to play this season?
Zero. There, I give it a 0% chance this fool plays the season.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah,
at
I agree.
all.
I agree.
Um, next season, maybe, but no.
It's crazy
At
because
least
he's not. He probably won't play this season, but he's still guaranteed $230 million
it's the highest. Yes, the highest
in
guaranteed
TV months.
contract, right? And again, they structured this contract in such a way knowing that he's going to be suspended this season, right? So he's guaranteed $1 million this season, right?
Yeah.
And then $40 million the next couple of seasons, right? Um, and it is embarrassing to say the least that they. I don't even know what to say, man. Honestly, quite. I don't know what to say. Like I actually don't know what to say. Like
Yeah.
it's I'm a little embarrassed too in the sense that the New Orleans Saints, which is my team, because I'm from Louisiana, they actually tried to to bag this guy, right? And he
I
ended up
mean,
going
he's
with
a
the Broncos.
talent, man. You know what I mean? I mean,
He's
anybody,
a talent,
everybody's trying to back that guy. Everybody
yeah, but
wants to win.
it shows where we are as a society, though, right? Because yeah, he's a talent, but at the same time, like Colin Kaepernick wasn't that bad either. He went to a Super Bowl, right? Um, and like other like quarterbacks have gotten their opportunity, but Colin Kaepernick just kneeled and he's not in the league anymore.
He had
Versus,
a workout with the Raiders recently, actually, too.
yeah, he did have a workout with the Raiders, but he's not for a starting job. Definitely not. Um, and he's not. I mean, he's not. It's I'm a little flustered with this. It's it's annoying. Like, what the hell are we doing? I mean, like, you will take a womanizer over a guy who kneels during the national anthem. It kind of shows where our values are as a country is, right?
It's true.
Um, where we say all this BS about like treating people with respect and whatever, but these are the kind of the moments that define us, and we ain't looking too good right now. So
True.
It's kind of my thing. But oh well, what are you gonna do?
So it kind of makes you want to talk about, it's Independence Weekend, right? And
Yes.
we're talking about all the issues that we're having as a country at this point,
Happy Independence Day tomorrow, y'all.
right? But it's like with all the issues, I mean, would you, I'm still, I guess I can say I'm still happy I live here, right? I mean, I haven't
Oh
really
yeah.
experienced living anywhere else necessarily, but
It's kind of one of those things I feel
got a
like is
lot of
that
problems, but
yeah, I mean, when Trump won, right? I seriously considered moving somewhere else, right?
mhm.
Um, but when you look at the economies of the United States versus the world, like we are so far ahead in so many aspects, right? Um, like so, for example, we have this podcast where we can like discuss our things against the government, right? Can't do that in Russia. Definitely can do that in China, right?
Right.
But we can do that here, right? My concern is that that's going to be taken away, right? It all starts somewhere, right? And um, like this Roe v. Wade thing, the second Roe v. Wade was enacted, people were trying to take it away, right? For such a long time, right?
Yep.
And it's only eventually that's going to happen. Even with like universal health care, right? The second that got enacted, Republicans tried to take it away immediately, right? And they kind of succeeded a little bit by taking away like one of the key provisions of it, requiring health care, right? Um, which then kind of took away its teeth, right? Unfortunately, so it's just super frustrating, right?
Yeah.
To kind of see where we are. I think it's a very telling thing that we're celebrating our Independence Day and freedom, and we just took away a woman's right
We're taking away
to
freedoms.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
taking away freedoms, right? Um, I posted this to you. We haven't. I didn't put this in like in our topic board. Um, where uh, Texas, somewhere in Texas, they wanted to reframe slavery to say something like involuntary servitude or some shit like that. Did you see? You see? I sent that to you, right? So,
Involuntary relocation.
yeah, that's what it's called.
This
There,
is that's dude. I almost forgot. I'm glad you brought that up, man, because
yeah,
I cannot believe it's like they're still trying to get to a point where we can question whether or not slavery actually happened, right? And when
yeah,
I told my dad about this too. Here's a quick story. I told my dad
yeah.
about that. He laughed. I mean, he thought it was hilarious, right? But then he went back and he thought about when he was in school,
Hmm.
and um, he remembered reading in some of the history books where they were written in such a way where he, a black kid, was actually rooting for the Confederacy in the Civil War. That's how the history book was written,
Oh yeah,
right?
it's
But
amazing
I'm gonna
what
say
they
that
do.
again:
Yeah,
young black kid rooting for the Confederacy, feeling
yeah,
sorry for General Lee and
yeah.
and
Because
Stonewall
the
Jackson and all that.
Yeah, because the way they wanted to frame it, right? I forgot we had a whole episode on this too, on like on everything. Like the way they I forgot the actual terminology. It's like the great I don't know. There was an actual movie that came out about this, right? Where they try to reframe what the Civil War is about, and they tried to
Yeah,
call it a war of northern aggression, and it
yeah,
wasn't.
yeah,
By any means was a war of northern aggression. And I remember growing up where it was taught as a war of northern aggression. And it's like, yeah, I mean, we had slaves, but, they were treated well and stuff. And, like, this is kind of
yeah,
our
like stuff
ways. And
like
it's
that.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So now
Um,
they're trying to. I can't. I mean, involuntary relocation. They're
yeah.
trying to like take the word slavery like out of the history
And,
books. This is why we talk about. This is why I get so upset when we talk about what's being taught in schools and what aspects of history are being taught in schools, because they immediately try to frame it um, as a critical race theory or whatever, when it couldn't be further
Hmm.
from the truth. That is not what it is. They're telling the actual history. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But they just try to whitewash it,
Yeah.
right?
It's truly amazing how many people don't want to be able to um, kind of just address the issues, right?
Yeah.
Like head on,
Or
right?
they try to
That's a,
say that, why should we make, today's children feel guilty for what their ancestors said, or something that their ancestors did,
yeah,
right? And that's not the point. The point of history is to look back and learn from what happened before, so you can apply those lessons to the future. So it has nothing to do with feeling guilty,
yeah.
right?
I want to shout out to Robert Floyd. Do you see it on the screen, by the way?
I do, I do.
Yeah. Uh,
Somebody's
Robert,
behind themselves. Good job, Saheed. You got us on a new platform. Congratulations with your
you're
logo.
welcome.
Or with my logo. I made the logo. So congratulations.
Hey, you know what? Me being the engineer and the producer here at the same time, simultaneously, I'm trying to branch us out. Got my got my new desktop here. We got us live on
Nobody can
Instagram
see
at the
it.
same time. No one can see it. Oh, I can show it to you guys. You want to see it?
Nobody
I can
cares.
show it to you
Nobody
guys.
cares, Saheed. Yes, you
See
got a
it.
new computer. Actually,
Whatever. Well, my computer isn't freezing anymore, so good for
you
you.
were freezing up a little bit earlier. Actually,
Actually, you're freezing up a little bit. I didn't want to say anything. It's all good. No, no, no. So we're on live on Instagram, and Instagram looks like crap right now. But it's fine. We'll get there. All right,
technical
cool.
difficulties.
Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. Yeah. But no, that's so. What's the thing that's kind of frustrating me, right? Is that there's this re-push again in our country for states' rights, right? Again,
Conservative
for
majority. That's
states'
exactly. I
rights,
mean, that's what's going to happen. Yeah.
states' rights, right? And that's just a lie to say the reason why what happened with states' rights was that this was kind of what's used to justify segregation, slavery, like a bunch of shit, right? They're actually re-looking at laws for voter rights laws right now. I just read this today, right? That the Supreme Court will relook at voter rights laws, right? And it wouldn't surprise me if they like to see how states can handle federal laws, which is total BS, by the way, right?
Yeah.
I think states should have control over their own elections, but when it comes to federal elections, like it should be the federal government, right? Keep in mind, the federal government had to intervene on segregation. It had to intervene on slavery. Had to intervene on so many of these little things, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of bigoted idiots want to go behind the laws of hide behind states' rights, right? So that's kind of where we are. It's stupid, but let's keep fighting on. You know.
Right.
I mean,
It's stupid.
all we could do.
Everything is stupid.
I, I was I was chatting with a friend on Instagram once, and like when Roe v. Wade happened, and I think she mentioned something like we can do this or this, and I'm like, none of this shit's gonna happen, right? This is the reason why I haven't watched any of the January 6th, you know, um, any of the January 6 hearings because Trump should be in jail, and he's not going to go to jail. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention on this podcast. So apparently, um, one of the huge breakthroughs in the January 6th trial was on the day, right? He actually wanted to go to the Capitol, right?
Yeah.
And the I don't know if you heard this. The his God, it's amazing how I just blank at the last second. The Secret Service
Yeah.
told him no, like we're not going to the Capitol. And he goes, I think he also knew that some of those people were armed, right, going in. And it's like some of those people are armed. We're not going to the Capitol. And he goes, well, they're not going to be shooting me, right? And then they're like, no, sir, we're going back to the White House. We're not going to the Capitol. And apparently he tried to grab the wheel like a fucking toddler to turn the car to go to the Capitol. And then when they said no, then when someone grabbed his arm, apparently he tried to reach for someone's throat, right? Um, which is nuts.
Well, there's
How do you
that, and
support this guy?
then there's also the fact that there's evidence of witness tampering now in this case.
Oh yeah, absolutely, of
Making
course.
some calls, trying to bribe people, things of that nature. So
That's what we actually saw this happen in Georgia, right? Where the guy literally told like the governor or like the head of commissions like, "Look, I need to find 1,000 more votes, or give me 1,300 more votes, or whatever." How,
yeah,
who asked for votes?
someone
Like,
who's losing.
yeah. So it's a total shame that this guy and you really I've taken a lot of time to try to think as to why people support Trump, and the reason why they support Trump is because they hate is they he represents what they hate, right? They hate everyone else, and you're willing to go with a guy who doesn't stand for any of your beliefs. By the way, that Christian family values, that's not him at all, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you'll lie to yourself and say it is because you hate everyone else, but you can't say you hate everyone else because you'll come off as a bigot, even though you kind of are. Just saying. But
No
that's
lies
that's that's
detected.
where we are. That's where we are, right? All these Trump supporters like, well, it's my opinion. It's like, fuck you and your opinion. It's my thoughts on that.
I hear
um,
you, man. I hear you.
yeah. Well, what you and the family getting into for the fourth, man?
We're just cooking out and
Uh,
hanging out, man. I tried to make sure I had all my errands, all my crap done
yeah,
with this weekend or whatever. And tomorrow, I'm not doing anything but eating and drinking. That's it.
yeah. Want to take another shout out to Robert for inviting me over for steaks. Definitely excited for that.
Oh, yeah,
I got
yeah. Thanks for making Saheed late. Appreciate it.
it's perfectly fine. You know what? I think I made up for it for giving us halfway on Instagram. And this new setup, I'm really liking this setup here. I'm really liking this setup.
Let's keep it going, man.
Yeah. So we're gonna get ourselves a better logo. I wonder if we can actually move this logo. Oh, I can't. But can I move this logo? Well, not really. Um, but yeah, no, we're keeping it moving, man. I'm gonna have like an intro video going on to this shit. Gonna have a logo. I'm gonna do all sorts of stuff. Like I really want this to be more.
We could play our intro. We could play our intro. I could send you the intro video file. And we could
Yes,
play that. We'll
send me
just
the
have to
intro
edit
video.
out. We'll have to edit out Omar. Sorry, buddy.
We got to edit out his ass on this little logo here.
All right.
It's only been back once. Talk about Miss Marvel. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So next week we're gonna be talking. What are we going to be talking about? We're going to be
Thor,
talking about Thor.
Ms. Marvel.
Hopefully you'll catch up with Miss Marvel by then. Um, hopefully the world doesn't break, so we don't have to talk about that shit again. But you never know. Trump may actually be like announcing his presidency for the 2024 election just to try to distract from what's going on with like the January 6th commission. So read that shit. We need to put this guy in fucking jail. Like seriously.
He ain't going nowhere.
I guess he's not going to. Like the likelihood of him going to jail is the likelihood of us getting a Star Wars like with Luke Skywalker show
Oh man.
Or Zack Snyder ever doing another DC property ever again. Uh,
Man,
I
can we
don't
talk?
know if it happens.
Let's talk about DC real quick, bro.
Oh yeah, let us talk about DC real quick. We only have 5 minutes left because we have a hard stop at 10:30. But
I swear these guys cannot catch a break. Ezra Miller. Why? Why?
did you hear the story about him?
Just play your role. Get your
So
money.
apparently, so
God.
apparently, there's some good and bad in this one. So apparently,
There's no
he has
good
like a
in what this fool is doing, man.
there is a little good. So apparently,
No,
he has
there
a
is not.
farm. He has a
He's
farm.
grooming someone. or something. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that
So
means.
apparently the woman said that they were in abusive relationships and he saved them. But then at the same time, like apparently there was guns around and like apparently a kid like got like a bullet in his mouth or some crap like that, and it's just like what? So
I mean, he's been arrested twice
yeah,
for I forget what it's gun in some fights or something
yeah, yeah.
something crazy, and now like they just can't find him. There was already rumors that they're gonna fire him. It's
They're
like,
not. So I
dude,
just it will
yeah,
cost them it will cost them a fortune because I think they had to reshoot some of the new Flash films, right? Um, so I think like they're gonna go through with the Flash films.
I'm reading
Um,
that they're gonna go through with this movie. I don't know if they're gonna make
yeah.
another one with him. I don't know about
Oh
that.
yeah. I think they. And speaking of like that of DC, Amber Heard, we could probably talk about that next week a little bit more detail. Amber Heard
Yeah,
apparently is gonna be on her way out of the next Aquaman movie, which is crazy because she's a huge character in the Aquaman.
Mirror
Um,
is so important, so
yeah,
important.
I'm against. I'm a little against having these people kicked out, but at the same time, with Johnny Depp, like him getting kicked out of film, not as a vindictive from a vindictive nature, but just from a sense of like, like why? You know, like this is another tough one for me, right? In the sense that like she needs to be held accountable for like what she's done, but at the same time, it's like is kicking her out really holding her accountable, right? I mean,
Kicking her out of the
so
movie. Yeah,
yeah, so um, yeah, it is what it is. It's just a mess. DC's a mess, but we knew that
that's like
from
we
the
cannot
beginning.
win. Cannot
Yeah,
win, man.
yeah. Did you see the new trailer for Shazam though? By the way,
You mean Black Adam?
shit, yeah, it is Black Adam, not Shazam. I think Shazam, but yeah, for Black Adam.
I know they're filming it,
No, this
but
you didn't see the trailer? You
I did see the
DC?
trailer. I did see
Okay,
the
the
trailer.
latest
Yeah, yeah.
one, right?
I was talking about
Yeah,
Shazam. They're filming Shazam: Fury of the Gods too,
yeah,
right?
Fury of the Gods. Yeah, yeah, Black Adam trailer. Eh.
Guys,
Eh.
already ready to call it. Already.
I mean, it's The Rock being The Rock. Like, I mean, here's the thing: these big hulking guys, they're funny. Like, they're better when they're funny, not when they're taken too
Yeah,
serious,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, like Chris Hemsworth. Like the first two Thor movies weren't that great, and he was like this kind of an overly serious guy, right? That they didn't have.
The first one,
And then
the first, they weren't serious movies, man. They were just not. The
they're
first
a
one was
little more
good. I
serious.
like the first Thor movie. I like the first Thor
Yeah,
movie. Okay, but the
the first
second
Thor
one,
movies, eh.
the second one, it was like they tried to get it to be more. They tried to increase the scale, right, from the first because the first one just took place in that town, and some people were rightly a little disappointed that they wanted
Yeah,
more, right?
yeah.
So the second one they tried to blow it up a little bit, but then there were just those parts
Show
where
them
like
Asgard.
yeah, there was just those parts where they were trying to be funny and just
Yeah, the third
felt off.
one, right?
Great,
Great when he was
great.
funny. And Chris Hemsworth is a fucking hilarious guy. He's
He has
freaking
good comedic
hilarious.
timing. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Same thing with John Cena. Right. Again, hilarious guy. Right. But
he
every
is
time
funny.
he's in like a
Right.
super serious role, like I haven't even watched like the latest like freaking Fast and Furious movie. But even the trailer spots that I saw him in is like, ugh, right? But in Peacemaker, dude is fucking hilarious. They're a little bit
Yeah,
over the top sometimes, but he's hilarious. And The Rock too, right? And The Rundown, one of my favorite movies with The Rock, right? If you haven't seen that movie, it's fucking hilarious. Go watch it. It's an older
I haven't
movie.
seen him forever. I might have to give it a rewatch.
Yeah. Uh, my I was gonna say Zoe Saldana. I always confuse the two. Rosario Dawson is in that movie. Um, she's great as always, right? It's a great movie, but he's fucking hilarious. Like these guys are funny. Let them be funny, right?
It just
But
has
yeah,
to be done in the right way, man, because they can be corny. They can end up looking corny too.
which I
You know?
think I really get the feeling that's going to happen in this movie. Again, we'll see. I'm going to watch it. I will pay it. I'll go in there with an open mind.
You're
And I
going.
hope I'm proven wrong.
I'm kind of I'm liking what I'm seeing, man. So we'll see.
Yeah, I do like. I mean, it seems like they have a lot going on too because they have him, they have Hawkman, they have uh,
Doctor Fate.
Doctor Fate, right? That's a
They
lot
have
of
they
people.
have I think it was Adam Smasher or the
Oh yeah,
Atom.
Adam Smasher was in there too. I forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Adam Smasher's in there.
that's true. That's
So
very true. There's a lot of people there.
I'm wondering who these random like military types he's fighting is in the trailer.
Yeah, I think that it's gonna be like him in the past. So the story of Black Adam, right, is that I don't know. I'm not telling you this because I'm sure you already know. You could probably tell scold me on
I was like,
this.
let me hear what version of the events this guy's about to tell right now. Go ahead. The story of Black
I'm
Adam.
telling,
Let me
I'm, tell, I'm telling Black Adam the story to the DC guru right here.
hear.
Yeah. Um. No. So he gets these powers, right, and he gets banished, right. He gets like sent away, and then he's traveling back like for 5,000 years, like back to Earth, right. And he makes it back to Earth, and like shit happens, or whatever, right. And that's essentially his origin story. So he's always been more of an
What?
anti-hero.
What kind of origin story was that?
Okay,
And
go ahead.
he
Go
gets
ahead,
his
score me.
powers. He gets his powers, and shit happens. The end. What?
That's essentially it.
Anyway, go
So
ahead. Go ahead. No, go
no,
ahead.
no,
Go ahead.
you
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Go
You
ahead.
go. You tell me.
Go
I'm
ahead,
done with the
man.
story. That was his origin story. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
So,
We'll
but
get
I'm just
we'll get
no,
more of it.
I'm not going to go into that. I'm really curious about the direction that they're going to take the movie because in
Yeah,
the trailer, like I said, it looked like he was fighting like all these military types.
yeah,
So I'm thinking part of the plot will be them unearthing maybe his tomb or him
yeah,
finding him or something like that, and he kind of springs back to life. I don't,
yeah.
eh,
I
I don't know.
wonder. I wonder if they're going to use this to opportunity to have the multiverse come into play. Um. So I think that will be a good opportunity for them to kind of really set up the multiverse. But yeah, we're at
That has to
10:33.
be done. That has to be done in the Flash.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
will be done in the Flash. That will be done
yeah.
in the Flash. We will have our Ben Affleck Batman again. Uh, we'll have multiple Batmans. It's gonna be. We'll see how that one works. But yeah. Anything else? Ready to call it?
Nope. I gotta call it.
Yeah. Cool. Sorry for the little bit of late start to this week, guys. I will be on it. I mean, I can't turn down a steak dinner, so hopefully you guys understand.
I understand.
Um,
Man lives off ramen noodles. I'll take a steak dinner too. Yeah. So,
all
thank you
right.
everyone for watching and listening. We appreciate y'all.
Yes, thank
And
you guys for watching. This is gonna be our new format now. Sorry if you're watching us on Instagram because
Instagram sucks.
yeah, we got J Parker T283 joined, and he's looking at us probably all weird. So,
Oh my God,
um,
Jason, what up? Appreciate you
what
watching,
up,
bro.
Jason? Yeah. So thanks for watching. We'll fix this and see you later.